My bookcases are a mess. I mean, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to even have you guys looking at my bookcases right now. So I was buying books and I was putting them on my shelves, and I kept telling myself that like I was just gonna put it here and put it there and like put books in random spots until I got a chance to organize and find a real place for it on my shelf. That never happened. We never did that. And in addition to that, I went to try to organize my shelf because this was just so chaotic. And I realized that I ran out of space on my bookcases a long time ago. Today, we're going to be fixing my bookcases. I bought a new one, so you guys are going to get to see me build that. And on top of that, we're going to be doing an organization. And I had my bookcases by color last time, and I don't know if I want to keep it like that, maybe, but I had an overwhelming amount of like blue, red, and orange books and black books. And then some of the colors were just really, really small. So I don't know if I want to continue doing that. And I honestly have not, because my bookcases are so chaotic, I have not seen all my books enough to know what kind of layout I want to do. I think that I want to put series together, but I do have some hardback and paperback mix matches, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't upset me, but I know that there are some viewers and some people out there who are very adamant about their series matching, and I'm just not one of those people. So if I decide to do it that way and you're one of those people and you're watching, I apologize to you in advance that I have paperback and hardback in the same series, but it just happens like that. I don't like to wait until an existing paperback comes out in a series that I really want to read. So I just normally skip that part, and this is the result. We've put together our third bookshelf. It took about 29 minutes to get it together. I am sweating a little bit, but it was successful. I did it in one reading sprint. Now we have to take all the books off the shelves, and I still don't know how we're gonna put it back, so I'm just gonna take them down and then I'm gonna start putting them together probably later because I'm about to go out for pizza in a little bit. But when I start putting them on the shelves and I figure out a plan, we'll go from there. We are regretting this greatly. I am really, really regretting this. I'm tired already. Okay, so I realized that it's been a little bit since I checked in with you guys, so I wanted to give you an update. I did start to do my shelves by alphabetical order in terms of the author, and I realized that I much preferred my shelves when they were color coordinated, because the fact that I'm so used to everything being uniform and now it's not, and there's just different colors everywhere. And so I have mix of paperbacks and hardbacks in the same series, and I thought that that might be what was bothering me, but it turns out it really wasn't. It's just the fact that the colors are kind of clashing with each other on the shelves. But that's just how I had my shelves before, so I feel like it's just gonna be an adjustment. I get a little more adjusted every time I look at my shelves, and I just come to grips with the fact that it is not color coordinated anymore, and so we'll get over that. I had too many books for 2 shelves, but I don't have enough books to fill up 3 shelves, which I kind of like. I like the aesthetics of having room on my shelves, so I'm looking forward to being able to put certain books on display and like really draw attention to them on my shelves, since I don't have to have them side by side on the shelves. So I'm really looking forward to that. I need to take another break. This is proving to be a project, and I need to take another break for a few hours, and then we're gonna come back and hopefully finish, because I only have like the bottom shelves to get to, and I don't have that many more books. So we're gonna finish the bottom shelves, and then we're gonna go back in and target more things like this, because I just put The City We Became out like that because I know that I want to put a book on display right there, but it's probably not gonna be The City We Became because that's not a favorite, but that's like a holding spot for when we actually put the book that we want on display. I know that I want Lonnie Taylor to be on display, Sean McGuire, Marie Lu, N.K. Jemisin in some form of fashion, Erin Morgenstern I want to be on display, just authors that are top tier in my book. I want to give them the shine that they deserve in my home, in my in-home library. So I will be back. We are finally done with my bookshelves. I have some pending book deliveries, and so I'm really excited to fill in the spaces that I left, because I have an idea of where I possibly want to put those books. One of them being Ace of Spades. I'm super excited because that just came out, and I did place an order, and it's gonna be here today, so that is going to go on my shelf. Super excited to read it. And I also ordered the special editions of Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares that is coming out at the end of this month, I believe. Yes, because it's June, it's my birthday month, and so I'm excited to get those, and I'm satisfied with my bookshelf. The more that I look at it, the more that it grows on me. And yeah, I started off alphabetically, but I don't think that it's going to stay alphabetical order. But I don't think that I'm gonna go back to color coordinating. I will be on the lookout for new ways to organize bookshelves, but for right now, I am satisfied with the way that my shelves look. So let's tour. Okay, we're gonna start up here at the first shelf. We have our A's, Children of Blood and Bone. We love that series. Moving in to Bardugo, and then it goes all the way across this way. We have Foundry Side, Lore, Kristen Kishore. We move into Cassandra Clare, City of Brass, and then some other random books. So I got this arc of Beasts of Prey, and it is a Black author, and the book comes out in September, and I plan to try to read it before the release date in September, but it's really cute. I kind of like the cover. And then from here we go back towards this way, and then we move into it's the remaining of our C's, and then we have John Gwynn and Hawk and Robin Hobb, and then we have our H's here, and then all the way across this way. You guys know that this is like my favorite N.K. Jemisin moment. I recently read The Killing Moon, and I have some opinions about that. I haven't gotten into The Shadow Sun. It took me a minute to read The Killing Moon. I think I read this. It took me a whole week to read The Killing Moon, and so that's why the book looks a little beat up, but something about N.K. Jemisin books that I just love to read. I don't really get the audiobooks for these, and I just thoroughly enjoy being in her world, and my books always look a little beat up because they just show the time. They just show the time that I spent in her world. Then we have our Tiffany D. Jackson books, and we move into the other J's, and we have Jade City, Jade War, and the Raving Tower. And so these are the top shelves, and then it starts back down this way. We have Marie Lu. You guys know I have been reading quite a bit of Marie Lu, and I plan to start reading the Young Elites pretty soon. So that is going to take up more room on my shelves when I do add those books. And so I'm kind of glad that my shelves aren't fully packed, because there's so many series that I want to get into and that I want to start reading. And yeah, so we need room if we're going to do that. And then we have Sarah J. Maas. I still only have one book, Throne of Glass. I have officially DNF'd the series once or twice. But for some reason, I'm going to try again. I'm going to try one more time to add Throne of Glass. So that space is for if I want to continue adding more Sarah J. Maas books. And also Crescent City book 2, when that comes out, I want to put on this shelf. So perfect there. And then we have the old copies of A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is not in order. We've corrected the order of that. And then we move into our Shadow Me series. I just started reading The Last Magician. I am currently really enjoying that. And I never read the follow-up to this one. So this might end up getting unhauled. I have quite a few books that I took off the shelves that I plan to unhaul, and I'll do a separate video on that. And then we set the dark on fire. We unleashed the mercy of the storm. Why are all my books backwards? Hate that for me. And then we move into Sean McGuire, Erin Morgenstern. I haven't read Fireborn yet, but I plan to read it soon. And also War Girls. And Binti. Like, everything right here really needs to get read. I'm going to put this on like a priority list for me to read. And then we go back this way. My bigger books on here, we have a Brandon Sanderson moment, and we move into Samantha Shannon. And over here, I have been buying quite a few books by Neil Shusterman, because that's an author that I currently plan to read majority of their books. And we have an Ember in the Ashes, Angie Thomas. And you knew that I was going to put Lonnie Taylor on display. I'm so sad that her last name starts with a T, because that puts her towards the bottom of my shelves, and I really want her at the top. So we might just have to X-nay this entire alphabetical order thing, because we have my babies, The Starless Sea, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Strings of Dreamer. We have them towards the bottom. And honestly, I really enjoyed the Shauna McGuire books, including Middle Game, so I would like to put that higher too. The last shelf that we have set up is over here. Sword of Kaigen, Project Hail Mary. Even Winter is another author that I enjoy, and that is towards the bottom. I only have the first two books in the Murderbot series, and I want to add more of that. And then we have Legacy of Steel and Queenie. This shelf is blank, and so is this one. These are all the books that I plan to unhaul, so you guys will get to see that in a different video.